you know, what you spend on your health now might be nothing compared to what you might spend on your health down the road if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So people need to know, like, it's okay to need help along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's mentors in your life, coaches, sometimes it's doctors. It's a whole body, process.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
we're not meant to do this by ourselves.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Faith here. I have the amazing Kelly with us today. Kelly lost 13 pounds in 12 weeks and reached her goal weight. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us today and chatting about your journey with Right to Fitness.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk, Faith.
What motivated you to start training with Right to Fitness?
The biggest thing I would say is I just got to the point where I knew it was really, really important going forward. I'm 54 years old. Going forward to just really take the best care of my body and my health that I possibly could. And I knew two of the biggest things that I needed to change. I really needed help changing my eating habits. And then, as a lot of people, if you didn't have a home gym or some weights, I used to go to the YMCA and work out, but with COVID, I didn't. And then I just got super lazy about my weight training. And, at 54, I'm a lucky postmenopausal woman. So I know how important that is, for bone strength and bone density and osteoporosis and everything. So I knew that was super important to really get back into it. Derek used to coach my middle son in soccer in high school. And then he also did some personal training with my youngest son. And both of my kids would come home and just always be like, we can't believe, you should see how Coach Ledick eats. Like, he's so good about this and that. I knew if I could do it with anybody, I could do it with Right to Fitness. So, and I also knew that it was something I couldn't do on my own.
Have you previously tried anything else to reach your goals? And if so, why do you think those things didn't work for you?
I have, years ago, I lost not quite the same amount of weight, but I probably lost 10 to 12 pounds on doing a version of Weight Watchers. And while that works initially, Weight Watchers is really just like, it's a low calorie. It's like the math equation. You work out more, you eat less calories, you lose the weight, which is true. But I was starving the whole entire time that I ever did it. It doesn't change your eating habits. There's nothing there, to me, at least the way I understood it, about nutrient dense foods, about protein. It just makes you savvier with your calories, not necessarily savvier with how you eat. So
Right.
yeah.
It kind of helps you to understand what you're eating and why you're eating it a little bit better.
Right.
How did you feel before starting your transformation journey?
I was kind of discouraged because obviously I had been trying to do it on my own. My middle son, who's the closest to Derek, he was home for the summer and we were just kind of talking about things. And I just kept seeing the different things come up on Facebook. And I was finally like, I think I just might do it. I guess before I blamed it, on my age, the metabolism is slower, all that kind of stuff, which I found out none of that is really true. But so I was buying into some of those, excuses and couldn't do it on my own. So yeah, I was just kind of discouraged and, thought I'd give it a try.
What was your goal when starting out with Right to Fitness?
My biggest goal was to change the way I ate. I mean, I knew it wasn't the best, some of my eating habits, I realized how much of I thought I was a snacker, a grazer, didn't realize how much of a snacker and grazer that I was. And then just the choices that I was making and, not measuring things. So I guess to say, yeah, I wanted to change my eating habits. And I just saw my eating habits were a lot more out of control than what I realized, which would explain, why my weight got to my highest. I wasn't pregnant or anything. And but just, I couldn't. I would maybe lose a pound or two and then, just put it right back on. So, it was the eating habits, knew I had to change my mindset. And I just really wanted, like I said, really wanted to get back into strength training, just for my health, like the benefits, like, yeah, I like my arms to look toned, but just really, really for my health. My husband works for a hospital. I volunteer at a hospital. We see the effects of people that don't take care of themselves. Those were the two biggest things.
Yeah. What results have you seen since starting with Right to Fitness?
I know I've lost a lot of inches. I mean, I know I've lost 13 pounds, actually 14 pounds, because I got on the scale this morning. So 14. So what's super exciting to me, I ran track through high school and college, and I'm now within like 2 pounds of the weight I was when I was running track in college. So like, I feel like that is pretty darn good for, it's been 32 years since I ran track competitively. Wearing some sizes and some styles of clothes, like, I always had to buy the curvies. And I'm still like a curvy person, but like, I don't have to wear the curvies in everything, and just wearing some, sizes and styles that I would not have worn before. Couple tops, I always wore my tops longer because, heavier on the bottom than the top. And, it just kind of changed like what I can wear and things like that. I'm also kind of become an eating snob in that you just don't look at food the same. I've realized like how much, for instance, like I love Chinese food, but I realized like the food is just as good with less rice and getting your sauce on the side, like getting your veggies and your chicken or shrimp steamed and adding less rice and just drizzling some of the sauce. Like I've just found out so many things are just as good if they're not swimming in sauces and dressings. So I am super critical of that stuff with other people, but
How do you feel now, and how has your life changed since starting our program?
I feel most of the time I feel really good. And when I don't feel good, I realize it's because I didn't eat well yesterday or I didn't drink enough water. So much more in tune with my body. And the biggest thing I realized was I was not fueling my body well with protein. So when I don't do the protein well, I really, really, really feel it. So so I feel really good. As you know, like I've had a couple injuries, had some knee issues. We haven't really figured out what it is, had some hip issues, but so I did, and I've kind of had to cut back on, I could still do the strength training, but like I couldn't walk like 4 or 5 miles, or, so I was in some ways a little more sedentary, but, normally that would have probably added like 3 or 4 pounds to my weight, but it didn't because I just adjusted and things like that.
Right. Yeah. You were still eating nutritious foods and what your body needed. You're just doing a little bit less activity, or maybe just in a different way.
Right.
So that's kind of how you know that your weight loss was in a healthy and sustainable fashion, because it wasn't just the calorie crash and lots of exercise that you had done previously. It was
right.
Sustainable eating and exercise, and in a very healthy way. What aspects of our coaching have you most enjoyed?
Obviously, I loved having you as a personal trainer. Just the constant encouragement. I never felt like, you were a drill sergeant or anything like that. Just always encouraging, always, the few times that maybe I got a little out of whack with either my eating, you just kind of redirected it a little bit, just said, did you think of this? Did you try that? So super, super positive. When I initially got the eating plan, if you would have told me I could lose like 13, 14 pounds on that eating plan, well, honestly, I just didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to be one of these people. I'm going to lose 5 or 6 pounds. That's just going to be it. But the fact that I could eat the way I did and still slowly lose weight, like that just still blows my mind.
Right.
It really does.
Well, because you were a little bit hungry at the beginning whenever we started,
Mhm.
but then we pretty quickly adjusted. And have you, felt starving since?
No, I mean, there's a couple times when I am hungry, but I also realize I could have eaten better. It's all about choices.
Right.
And yeah, like, so the first 10 days were hard,
Mhm.
until we figured out, just adding a little more protein would make a difference. And then after that, like, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you have to push through the beginning until you figure out what your body needs.
Mhm.
So, and that's the good thing about the plan is, it's not one size fits all.
Because we're all individuals, so we all need individual plans.
Right. Right.
What would you tell anyone who is thinking about working with us at Right to Fitness?
There is no way that I could have done this on my own. And I know most people are intimidated, probably, they look at the price of it and they're like, this is too much money. And it does seem like a lot at first. It's not like you're going to be doing this forever. This is kind of like a one time, or, some people might go through two programs that they might do it twice for themselves. I know without a doubt I could not have done it myself.
Mhm.
Biggest thing for me was to eat healthier because I know what a difference that's going to make in the long run. You know, what you spend on your health now might be nothing compared to what you might spend on your health down the road if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm trying to look at it. I had 12 solid weeks in order to change my eating habits.
Mhm.
And I just know there's no other way. Like, it took 12 weeks to do it
Right, right.
and to be committed to it and to change my mindset. So there's just no other way I could have done it.
Definitely. I love that you mentioned the kind of paying into your health now instead of paying for it later. Kind of what you pay into it now could not even compare to what it could cost later on in life. So
Right.
might as well pay into it now.
Right. Right. People need to know, like, it's okay to need help along the way,
Mhm.
whether it's mentors in your life, coaches, sometimes it's doctors. It's a whole body, process.
Yeah,
But we're
absolutely.
not we're not meant to do this by ourselves.
Absolutely.
So
100% agree. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so super proud of all the hard work that you've put in.